The last explained video. Sappers, the defense building machines. Extremely important when people actually know how to play them. Explain. Sappers come with tools and a weapon. Let's start off with the tools. The sapper hammer is used to build buildings, extremely useful building defenses on an offensive and defensive manner, and is the only class able to do so. I think everyone knows how or what the sapper does at this point. The shovel is used for digging up dirt. This is useful when you want to dig dirt to put a building on top of it. The sapper axe is a 2-hit kill weapon, which on paper sounds good, but later I will explain why it struggles. The axe also has a very slow walk speed, which means to move around, you have to have the sapper hammer in your hand. This is a little difficult without shift lock, because right clicking opens the building options menu and stops you from turning your camera. To combat this, first person is always useful, but that lowers awareness. Shift lock also works, but the axe doesn't have a shoulder marching stance, so it is a little weird just walking around with the small hammer or axe, at least in my personal opinion. Here are all the buildings. Some are useful, some are cosmetic, and others are just useless. Stakes help stop horses. Most players have brains, so they don't usually run straight into the stakes nowadays, but it helps to combat cavalry coming to a base, which keeps them away. Large cheval is the longest building to place down, taking 10 hammer hits for it to be built. Be aware that you can still be shot through the small holes of the cheval. Here's another tip that I had no idea of until a few weeks ago. So if you press X when you have the sapper hammer in hand or the shovel, it sets it to deconstruction mode, basically the reverse of the build mode, which destroys the building. What are the pros and cons of this class? Well, one of the pros is the fact that it can build. This is basically what the class should be used for. This class is also pretty good at countering most cav if you know what you are doing, due to the axe doing lots of horse damage and overall scaring away cavalry. And that's pretty much all I can think of, in all honesty, and sorry if this offends people, but the sapper nowadays is kind of outdated. Don't get me wrong, building is extremely useful, but against anything else, it has began to struggle, especially recently. The main problems now are classes like the cuirassier and line infantry. Cuirassier takes a 33% less melee damage, and this has destroyed the class so much now, taking 3 hits to kill a cuirassier. Not to mention the cuirassier sword has more reach, and it's a literal direct counter to the sapper. Another problem is the line infantry. The bayonet's got a speed buff, and obviously a faster swing speed to a weapon that has already great reach is not something to look forward to in combat. Another problem is the axe itself. Sometimes it feels like the axe has a really weird or poor hitbox. Maybe it's just a skill issue with myself, I don't know. Other issues include firearms, the poor walk speed overall, and artillery round shots being able to destroy buildings like nothing. In my opinion, this class needs some sort of buff. However, this is just my opinion, guys, so chill out, okay? Thank you. Zerm's do's and don'ts, Sapper edition. Do. Play this class like you are supposed to. Build, build, build. This is a great team player class, so try to obviously be a team player and build defenses to help your teammates. Don't. Rush at the enemy like a dummy dumb. No need to explain this, you already know what happens. Do. Try to scale walls if possible, whether it be flanking from roofs or scaling walls to a large group of people. This class is the only possible way to do this without stacking on top of players, so try to do it as long as there are other people going with you. Don't. Use first person for an extended period of time. Lowering awareness is bad, especially if you don't have a firearm, which the sapper lacks. Try to only use it when you really need to. Third person is superior. And finally, do. Use the old tactic of stopping horses. Placing a building on the floor like cheval pieces before they are built actually stops cav horses in their tracks. You can use this to stop the cav's horse and then rush them with your axe. It's very useful and gamer. So this is the last explain video. I have made a new playlist of all the explained classes. If you want to binge watch them, check out the playlist. It should show up right now. Okay, thank you guys. Maybe in the future I'll do remasters. I don't know. They all still hold up pretty well. And next week, hopefully, I'll be able to make a tier list of all the classes, a remaster of the classic one. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you think, and goodbye. Don't